Okay.
Ready? I'm not.
You don't have to say too much.
I know. Still.
Well, Anna, thank you. Hi. This is great to meet again, so
Yeah.
I'm really grateful
Thanks
for
for
the
coming.
opportunity. Oh, my pleasure, as always. So, we are going to discuss the sale of your property today, and so I'll take you through a whole range of measures that you'll be able to assess, and if you've got any questions, stop me right there and then and I can answer them before we go on to the next slide.
Sweet.
Yeah, so since we last met, is it still the case that you haven't listed with other
Yes,
property?
no, we haven't listed with anyone yet.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
So
right.
we're just aiming for you guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's lovely, thank you. Okay, so I've done up lovely brochures in our gorgeous folder for your convenience. So we'll go through all of this. We'll just put that there. This is my card, obviously. I think I gave you one previously as well. Okay, so this is all of the information that I've put together for listing your property. And you see there's some nice photos that we did take previously. So first of all, this just gives a little letter to you, of course, and this is some background in relation to our company profile.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we're really proud of our company and the exceptional service that we provide to all our clients. Being an independent agent, it's more important to us than I guess some others maybe.
Right. Yes.
But anyway, so this gives a little company profile. It talks about how we feel about our agency and how we feel about our clients. This is a little bit about me, myself, Anna. This is my personal profile. So you know, it'll just tell you how the company sees me and where I fit. So that's good. So your property, 3 Foxdale Court, Waterford West. Okay. Now this just sets out all the property details. It gives the real property description, the size of your block, exactly where it is, of course, and it lists all the features.
Right. Yeah.
So, I mean, you've got a really nice block because it's got lots of trees and foliage, you know, attracts the birds and, you know, any other wildlife maybe.
Yeah.
That's good. So obviously we have 3 bedrooms.
Yes.
They're all built in. Your main has an ensuite with a 3-panel built-in robe. It's an open plan home, tiled in the living areas, separate lounge, air conditioning, that's a really good feature, of course, because it's so hot.
Yeah, that's why we love it. Yeah.
That's why we're in Brisbane. And you also have, which is really good, established gardens, a remote double lock-up. It's in a quiet street and it's really close to shops and amenities, so you know that's always good for other people. The overall condition, we assess that as it's in its original condition, which is good. So these lists here are some of the improvements that we would have a chat to you about before we actually start to open the property.
Okay. Yes.
And they're just, you know, basic housekeeping things, you know, gardens, things like that. We've tried to keep that as low as it costs you as possible, but it'll just brighten up and refresh the property, particularly for those that will come and have a look.
Yeah, that's too easy. We'll take care of those.
Okay. Now, in relation to, I suppose you had a thought about the price that you might like to get, or you believe it's
Yes,
worth?
we're aiming for around the 330 mark, somewhere around there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
All right. Well, we'll have a look, and what this will do, this market opinion will give a broad idea of what properties similar to yours are in this area, and so it gives an idea of what attributes the properties have, what properties have sold for, what the current market value is, or what the current market currently is, and what the market looks like doing. Okay. So, what we did is I went through, we go through realestate.com, we go through CoreLogic, a lot of the databases to be able to be as accurate as possible in terms of all the properties that have sold. The ones that we've looked at, it looks at current market conditions. The properties that have been sold in this area within the last 6 months, and they're comparable in style, size of land, all of those sorts of things, and it's within a 5 kilometre radius of where we are.
Yeah.
Okay, so the three that came up with, it was interesting that these three that I've got, one is this first one in Lansdowne Road. Do you know where that is?
No, I'm not familiar with
Okay.
it.
It's not very far from here. But there's a similar attributes to yours: 3 bedroom, 2 bathroom, 2 garages. Now that was listed in January 2008, and that was a sold price of 305,000.
Right.
Okay. This is another one in the same street, actually, 2 doors up, Lansdowne Street. The difference here is that this property only had 1 bathroom and 1 garage. Okay, but interestingly enough, that sold for 309,500.
Right. Okay.
So you know, it's sort of in the area, but I think it just depends, I guess, on maybe the presentation of the property.
Is it a newer property? Maybe?
No, it was about the same.
Oh, right. Okay.
Roughly about the same. And this third one that we came up with is in Torrens Street, but also too this home compared with 1 bathroom and 1 garage as well, and that sold for 300,000.
Okay.
So they're all around a similar price. Some of them may have, you know, a bigger block of land, or, you know, something else that balances that out. So they're the 3 that we came up with that were that are similar in attributes, which have sold, as I say, in the last 6 months. This property here, this is in Mark Lane. Do you know where that is? That's not far. Yeah, that's not far. Yeah. This is the attributes for this one: 3 bedroom, 1 bathroom, 1 garage. But this was on a slightly larger block of land, so that was 736 square metres. So that's on the market for 299.
Okay.
So you can see the sort of general scope, I guess.
Yeah, average.
Yeah. So now having a look at our current market, we know today that, you know, the market is fairly steady, although we've seen some increased activity recently, which is a positive sign for everybody. So, and I suppose there's a number of properties that are priced to meet that selling market. And usually they're moving within a couple of weeks of being listed.
Oh, good. Yeah.
Or being marketed, I should say. Yeah. So that's very promising. Now, in terms of the statistics, you know, in relation to properties in this area of Waterford West, the median change in price in the last 5 years has been 22.9%, which is that's pretty amazing. The annual change in the median price over the last 10 years was 1.9%. Okay. So rents, the rents for Waterford West is around about 370 a week.
Oh yeah, yeah.
That's fairly substantial.
Yeah.
And, you know, the median days on the market really is about 49 days. So that's fairly good as well.
Yeah.
So these statistics were compiled over a rolling period of about 12 months. So, you know, it's fairly accurate in terms of, you know, what the current market is. So look, based on all of those things, the comparable properties that have sold and also those ones that are currently on the market, we've come up with, I've come up with a price that would be between 300 and 315.
Right, okay.
So that's based on, obviously, all of that data.
Okay.
Yeah. So I know it's a little less than
It's
what
a little low,
you
but
were
I think
hoping.
we can run with that. Yeah.
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 And you know, you never know. It takes that one. It takes that one buyer.
It does.
They walk in and they just fall in love with it.
That's it. So I might get you to pause there. I'm going to check the just make sure we're still good. There might be a cut, but you know we're not exactly